So I'm Jesse Moreno. I am a lender with Home First Mortgage Bankers. I'm actually VP of Underwriting. When I do open houses, one thing that I do see, Ulysses, is not enough signs out.
Ooh, I'm glad you brought it up.
I think when you do an open house, there needs to be at least 30 signs out, north, south, east, and west.
You read my mind, because when I was a top producing agent, my first 12 years of my career, I was doing open houses like my life depended on it. And guess how many open houses I was doing a year? Over 150.
Yeesh.
But I was doing 35 to 45 transactions by myself. I was my TC. I was the broker that I never had. I was the one that pushed the broom and made the flyers.
Wow.
And I didn't know what having a broker was. So I eventually became the broker I never had. But going back to the question, the more signs you have, the more visible you're going to be.
Right.
And visibility will always beat ability.
Yes. And you do have to prospect the neighborhood.
Amen.
At least a day or two before the actual open house.
Amen. I hear a lot of times agents say, well, open houses don't work. And I'm like, well, what did you do to promote it? Well,
Right.
I just showed up 10 minutes and I put 5 signs. Well,
Right.
First of all, you already prepare yourself for failure. Did you do a Facebook Live outside of the house 3-4 days prior to let the neighbors know? Did you do a virtual open house once you were there so that those that were not able to make it could see the house?
Right.
Did you door knock the neighborhood 2 days before to invite the neighbors? Did you call the neighbors and said, hey, I'm going to be hosting an open house in your neighborhood. Do you know anybody that would love to move to this beautiful area? Hey,
Right.
By the way, now that I have you on the phone, Mr. Jesse, when are you planning on moving?
And you know what? I see
love.
that with you, Ulysses. I see your videos out there prospecting with your pupils, I should say.
Absolutely.
There's not too many coaches that will go out there and
No.
prospect with their agents. So
I'm not going to toot my own
kudos to
horn,
you.
but yes, nobody does what I do,
Right.
and I put my money where my mouth is at, because most coaches, guess what? They're going to be virtual.
Yes.
You'll never see them in person. It doesn't matter. I used to be coached by Mike Ferry, Tom Ferry, Brian Buffini. Guess what I got? 30 minutes a week with somebody in the East Coast for a half an hour.
Right.
And they were basically telling me, so did you do your activities? So did you do your door knocking? There was no accountability. I could bullshit and lie and give them fake numbers, but I never saw anybody make phone calls with me. I
Right.
never went with somebody to a listing appointment and watched Jesse do it.
Right.
So I wanted to reinvent coaching as we know it today.
Right. And in this market right now, there's no days off. It's a 7-day-a-week job right now. This is your career, agents. When you have an open house, you should have a lender there with you. And if that lender is just standing around on their phone, it's not the right lender. That lender should be conducting the actual open house, doing the walkthrough. Even if the agent can't be there, the lender should still be there by himself or herself.
I never had an actual lender at any of my open houses. I wish I would have met somebody like Jesse in the first 12 years of my career, because I was conducting them by myself. And it definitely brings a lot of value to the open houses, because if somebody walks in and they're like, I really love the house, what's next? Well, hey, you know what? Why don't you have a conversation with my business partner? That's the right word, business partner.
Absolutely.
Not the lender.
Correct.
Like he or she is your business partner. And
that's correct.
You're like the Joe Montana to the Jerry Rice. A great lender.
Go for a pass, Ulysses.
90 yard, and I'm going for a sprint.
That's it, baby. That's it.
So if you have a great lender, your job is going to be so much easier.
Right.
But if you're an inexperienced lender or an inexperienced realtor, you should seek help. You should seek coaching.
Right.
And if the lender is not going above and beyond for you, I'm sorry to say this, you need a new lender. Simple as that.